The European Football Championships are coming up. National teams battling to make their country proud. But what if the results were already decided? Match fixing is influencing the results of sport competitions for gambling purposes. Declan Hill is an expert on this topic and explains how to fix a match at the European Cup.
What you're looking for is a team that's quite strong. They may not necessarily win the tournament, but they're strong, but they're really poor. And then you add into it the rubric of a football association that may be ripping off its players. This is the stunning surprise for most people, is that many of these players playing at those big international football tournaments don't get paid. So you see good players, they're not going to win the tournament and they're not being paid. You've got a recipe for fixing.
We want to fix that match, but how important is having a network in this industry?
Look, you don't start fixing in the big matches. What you do, it's, you build up your credibility, you build up your network, you build up your work. And these networks have been in existence for up to 20 years now. I mean, the Asian guys started this new form of fixing back in the mid-90s, so it's very firmly established now.
What amounts of money are we talking about if we want to fix that match at the European Cup?
I can talk about the figures that were discussed to fix a match in the World Cup with African teams, and I remember the fixers when I was in, quote, doing undercover investigation, the fixers were talking around $1 million at that time to fix 6 or 7 players plus a coach plus their expenses back and forth.
We're going to fix a match. Who's going to stop us?
Well, at the moment, there's not very many people that are really seriously fighting against match fixing, and this is what I was discussing today. There's a whole kind of anti-match fixing industry. It's a little like the anti-doping industry that was around cycling in the 1990s. They're saying lots of good words, but how effective they are is something else.
And what should they do then?
They should let the fixers know that they're doing it. So I know where all the fixers live. I know where they have their coffee. Go now with police officers, with tough European police, sit down at the regular coffee thing and saying, hey, don't you come to my country. We know who you are. Don't you come to my country. And that's a serious attack. That's like getting into their territory and saying, we know who you are and you don't come to our territory.
Do you really think that we're going to see matches during the European Cup that are fixed?
I know that they will be targeted. I know people will think about how to fix them. So what I'm saying is put your prevention in now. Let's make sure that we're not having a bad discussion at the end of the championship.